Alright, what's good YouTube? This is your boy Brad back in the RPO lab again, but I'm here with a bike check for you, back to the usual. And this time I'm going to do a bike check for the bike I'm going to be riding street with this season. Hopefully, if the wrist does heal up, which it is doing a lot better, feels better. The next time I go to the doctor will be 4 weeks. I'll have the cast on for 4 weeks, so February 26th will be, they're either going to check on it, maybe leave it on for another 2 weeks, I'm not sure, but we'll see how it goes, and hopefully it continues to heal up. And in the meantime, Groundhog saw his shadow, so that means the first time in a long time, no more 6 weeks of winter, so figure get started on some of these. Hopefully we'll be riding sooner than later. And Super Bowl's over, so for your Niner fans, sorry, but seems to be a world we live in today where the winners just keep winning and the losers just really got to break out to win anymore. So, you know, big ups to the losers that are breaking out, and to the winners, keep winning, I guess. You know, I'm not going to hate on you. So let's get into this bike check. Okay, so kind of like a trendy build. This is a Fit sleeper frame. It's a USA made frame. I'll go over the specs of it with you first. This is Ethan Corrier's signature frame. So shout out to Ethan. He's sponsored by Fit. And I was just watching Bobby Canode's Canode Knows podcast, and Ethan was on there. And I figured what better time. I just decided to try his frame out, and I really like the idea of the geometry. I've ridden different styles, but I'm going to get into it now. The one thing that really intrigued me was that the back end here is 13.4 to 13.75 inches, and for a street frame, that's a little long, but this is kind of like a great balance point, I think, for someone like me, because I have ridden I have a kink crosscut that has like a 12.5 back end, and that's really short. It's fun to ride, but if I'm doing anything, I want to say like in a bowl or anything with some transition, it's not as fun as something with a longer back end. It just definitely doesn't feel as safe. So safety's number one concern, and I like the idea of this, so trying it out. 9.25 inch standover right here. If you look on the Source's website, it says 9.1 inch standover. Source is wrong. I measured it. It's a 9.25 inch standover, and I believe Ethan says it in one of his bike checks as well. So just know that this frame is made in USA with the 4QX thermal tubing, 4Q bake thermal tubing. This is a 20.75 inch top tube. Let's see what else I forgot. 75.5 inch head tube. Now they'll say like 75.5 is an ultra responsive front end, but it's the average front end is 75 degrees. Some trail riders and transition riders 74.5, so 0.5 degrees. It's not a huge jump. It's just that BMX bike can't get much more vertical than that without actually sacrificing a good amount of safety, is what I would say, which is why you don't see a lot of forks with you know, with offsets lower than 13 millimeter, unless it's someone riding flatland or doing tricks that don't require, you know, a whole lot of stability, just more responsiveness. So okay, so that's pretty much it for the frame. I love the color. The stickers, the decals are cool, and shout out to I got this in a trade. My boy Brandon, I think it's Brandon, but yeah. So shout out. My frame went to Georgia, and his frame came up here, and we're both happy. So you know that all worked out. He's tag at Instagram husky_bmx.com. And if you know him, you probably know him anyway. He's in a bunch of the groups. But so yeah, that's my boy. Next part, we'll start at the top here now that we did the frame. I have the Hoder grips, my favorite grips. Some BSD bar ends that I found. I'm running the Animal Liberty bars in a 9.5 inch rise. I prefer like a 9 to 9.25 inch rise if the top load stem has some rise to it, but right now everyone's running these front loads, and Animal came back with their jump off front load, which I couldn't pass up. I mean, I'd be running that even if no one was running front loads anyway. That's just, I think, like one of the most iconic stems Animal's ever designed. So I'm running with that. Hopefully they'll add the recess to it soon. Animal, please. We want that little bit of recess there. Just make it nice and flush like the other ones. Okay. I have an Animal headset, which I did not cut the forks down at all. I decided to go with the Fit Shiv forks, which are 25 millimeter offset rather than the Animal Street forks, which I was running on my Mutiny comb. I just kind of like the look of these, and I believe they're a little bit lighter. So it kind of has like a matte black gloss, matte gloss kind of thing going on here. And I like the design of the Fit fork a little better than the Animal Street fork personally. Into the seating area, I have my favorite seat. This is a Primo biscuit seat. I'll probably run these forever. They got it's corduroy, pretty light seat, pivotal. It's got the Primo etched in the back, Stephen August signature seat by him in by Primo in the Hourglass Theory. So shout out to them. That's my favorite seat. Comes in a few different colors, tan, I believe, and green. Then Animal is back. Like I said, they have the black headsets. Black seat posts are available now. I have them available in the shop if you guys need any of those. Classic just design. Got the Griffin on there. Looks super cool. And moving into the drivetrain. I'm gonna lift this up a little bit here. We'll start out here with the pedals. I decided to take off the E-Claw centric pedals, which I'll probably do a giveaway on those. They're still in really good condition. So I'm going to have to think of something probably for the next bike check. But I wanted to try these Rat Traps they're the Mark Gralla signature pedals connected to and I've never ridden these. This is the first time. Like I said, I put this together while my wrist was like this, so I have no idea how all these parts are going to feel together, but the Animal cranks, which have just been pretty much steadfast, the same Javelin crank for, wait, it's not Javelin, I'm sorry, Akimbo, the Akimbo crank for a long time, 22 millimeter spindle, 165 millimeter length. So yeah, they're the Akimbo. Sorry, I misspoke there. Definitely misspoke, because the Javelin is the hubs, and those are great hubs as well. Connected to the Animal cranks, I have an S&M Bikes X-Man sprocket, 25 tooth with the guard on it. This sprocket I had powder coated into like a matte blue, and I thought it would contrast good against like a gold chain. And also, my boy that powder coated it, shout out Kurt, did the lettering in black, so I thought that was pretty sweet. 25 tooth. Kind of wanted to set the bike up similar to the way Ethan rides it, just because I believe that when these guys build their bikes and get their signature bikes, the frame, they have everything in mind as to why they wanted to ride it. He wanted a longer back end, and he wanted a more responsive front end for the style of riding he's doing, which is the kind of style I'm going to be trying to do. He also has a 25 tooth sprocket for certain grinds. I like the 28 tooth, but I also like to mix it up a little bit, so I tried the 25 tooth here. The one change I did have is the pegs. I have all metal pegs on this one, and I'm going to tell you, I weighed this thing. This weighed in at 26 pounds with metal guard, half-link chain. This is a KMC HL half-link chain. It's a little lighter. I know Shadow is pretty much the most industry standard chain, but this KMC one, does the part, and it's lightweight. And here I have a Shadow Little One metal peg. Here I have an Animal OG peg, which I think are the lightest ones. I'd like to have 4 of the Animal ones, but I just don't see why I need to get new pegs when the old ones are in good shape. And on this side, this is my grind side, I have the longest fit OG pegs, which I think, they say 112 millimeters, which is pretty long for a peg. And actually the animal one is just as long. So yeah, the animal and the shadow one's a little bit shorter. So they're all, who cares? I just clink around on them anyway. I want to learn how to do a lot of peg chinks and stuff like that. That's like my super goal, because I don't see me doing a whole lot of transfers in big gaps with this thing. Also, something I want to learn, crank arm grinds. I don't care if it's on a low ledge, high ledge. So grab one of the Buddy MFG hub guards. They call it's just it's kind of like a bottom bracket hub guard. You just takes the place of the washer, and then it's a little wider than your bottom bracket diameter. So when you do like a crank arm grind, it doesn't quite tear up. It's just a solid piece of like steel, shaped pretty nicely so it doesn't tear up your bottom bracket. If you watch Mickey Fleck ride, you watch a lot of these guys ride, they do a ton, 22 crew, they all do a ton of bottom bracket grinds, and this thing is pretty cool. And I also love watching, like, this is like, Buddy MFG is kind of the Moto Bunka guys. If you haven't seen Moto Bunka, look them up on YouTube. MOTOBUNKA. So they're like a crew in, I believe it's Japan, possibly. I definitely know it's like in Asia, but they're super dope to watch ride. And they came out with this. They're the guys that all run like metal everything and just destroy all the beautiful metal marble architecture over there with their metal pegs, but that's another story. Okay, let's move on to the wheels. These are a set of wheels I've had for a while. I built them myself, and I haven't had an issue with them in a long time. I keep them basically just trued. I haven't really had to ride them all that. I haven't really ridden them all that hard either. What they are, I have in the rear, I have the BSD planetary hub, which, I mean, as much as I like to ride my cassette hub, this hub is just so amazing. Like, I haven't had any issues with it yet, especially rolling backwards, and there's a lot of tricks I want to learn rolling backwards. So I have that laced to a Stolen Bikes Low Pro rim, which is an aero rim that is meant to be brakeless. It's meant for the streets. It's 38 millimeters wide, and it's just lighter than most, which probably a big reason why this bike weighs 26 pounds, because the rear hub is super light. It doesn't have the weight of a free coaster, and the rim is also very light. Front, same thing. I have the same rim. I just grabbed the We the People Helix front hub, which was on sale at the source. So I grabbed one of those for like 50 bucks, slapped it on there. Two of those rims, they look beautiful. Very aesthetic build, I think. Very nice. I think if you go too much wider than 38 millimeters with the width of a rim, they're going to start smacking on the concrete. They're going to start smacking on rails, and you're going to start getting like these like chip marks in your rim. So why I'm saying this is because some of the new rims out, like the premium Veranak rims, Colin Veranak's rims, they're like 40, I want to say they're 44 millimeters wide. So this is 38. I've run the Stranger Crux XLs, which are 42 or 40, and that's like big. And so to get even bigger than that, I mean, that's pretty wide rim. So I think 38's like perfect for street. I think it's, you know, just good. I think the Bondi rim is also 38. So some of my favorite specs, there you go, 38 width for rims. I like the look of that, especially on the aero rims. Bars prefer about 9.5. These are 9.5 with the drop, with the front load stem. I like them to be about 28 inches wide. I just don't think I cut these. I like to ride my seat up a little bit higher. I just like everything to feel pretty comfortable on the bike, even when I'm just cruising around, because a lot of times that's what I'm doing, is just cruising around and enjoying riding my bike. And another thing that's important is the tires. So let me get to these tires. Before that, I just want to give a couple guys shout outs. I want to shout out to my boy Ed in Austin, who picked up the last pair of come over bars from me, Stephen August signature bars, this past week. And shout out to my boy Ryan in New England for another order. You guys always help out the shop, so just wanted to say thank you to those guys and to all you other guys that hit me up to get some parts or something. It all helps keep the shop going, keep the videos going. So thanks, boys, girls too, and everyone else as well. So let's see. Got to the tires. Right now I'm testing these tires. These are the Fast and Loose tires by Colt. These are the Kevlar version. From what I've heard, they have like a harder rubber compound, so when I ride these, they definitely run fast. The other two tires that are my favorite when it comes to street are the Demolition Momentum, of course, due to their lightweight, and whether they're lightweight, but I don't get flats. I like the size. They're definitely fatter than they say. On 3.5 they get bigger, but they're nice. And then a slimmer tire, which is the Animal ASM, which is 20 by 2.25. Also a nice tire. Comes out, looks like it's about 20 by 2.3 once it's blown up pretty good, but these are both great tires. This one's more designed for grinding. That's why the tire is narrower. I'm not as much a fan of a super narrow tire, and I don't like a really wide tire, which is why right now I think these Fast and Loose tires by Colt are like the perfect size. So if you guys can get a look at those, I kind of like the graphics they have on here. If you want to know what kind of tubes those are the E-Claw amp tubes. They come with a Schrader valve, but it has like a screw on, and then I have just like a colored cap there. I'll give you guys a close-up as soon as the video is over. I know this one went a little bit long. I haven't done a bike check for you guys in a while, Hope you enjoy it. And the next one I'm going to be doing will probably be it's going to be the Stranger Honest frame, because the Yumi frame was bought, and that build's also sick. So shout out, that's to my boy T. So, alright, that's the video for this one. This is going to be my ride this year. You see anything you like, hit me up at RPO Bmx BTQ at Instagram. I'm going to see when I'm editing this video if I can learn how to chop it up and add some tags to it. If not, I'll have them in the description. So, alright boys, cheers. These are the Animal Liberty bars, 9.5. Hoder grips. BSD bar ends. Animal jump off stem, beautiful. Hey, that recessed cop mesh, not nice, that would look flushed. Animal headset. Grab a sticker from Fit Frame, Made in America. Shiv forks, and you got your animal peg. Fast and Loose tire, and that's a stolen rim. Planetary hub. Thanks for watching.